We next went from Pei'ulaula State Historic Park to Waimea Canyon State Park and Koke'e State Park. Our first stop was at the Ni'ihau Lookout, seen in the red box. Here we are on the road up to Waimea Canyon State Park. We're not even at the park yet, and it's a pretty spectacular view from up here. This is looking towards where the canyon is. This is Waimea Canyon from Ni'ihau Lookout. And here's the view from across the street where there's the water. I'm not sure exactly what some of these are. This is looking back towards Waimea town from Ni'ihau Lookout. This is from the same vantage point slightly to the right. You can see Koke'e town in the foreground, and far off in the distance you can see the island of Ni'ihau. Here's a close-up of Ni'ihau from the same spot. Our next stop was at the Waimea Canyon Lookout in Waimea Canyon State Park. Here we are at the Waimea Canyon Lookout. Very exciting. Here's from the lookout. It's a little bright because of the sun. We're here in the early morning, but you can kind of see back this way. Still a little fog down in the canyon itself. Again, we're at the Waimea Canyon Lookout. We'll be continuing on, but we'll probably drop back here again once the sun's a little bit higher, because right now it's really, a lot of it's in the shade, so we're missing some of the colors. Waimea Canyon, also known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, is approximately 10 miles long and up to 3,000 feet deep. Waimea is Hawaiian for reddish water, a reference to the erosion of the canyon's red soil. The canyon was formed by a deep incision of the Waimea River arising from the extreme rainfall of the island's central peak, Mount Waialeale, among the wettest spots on Earth. We decided to drive to Pu'uokila Lookout in Koke'e State Park. This was due to the sun being too low to the horizon to be able to see adequately the colors in Waimea Canyon. Pu'uokila Lookout. This is the end of the line in the state park. And here's the view. The Pu'uokila. And that's the Kalalau Valley down there. This is a view of the Kalalau Valley. The valley is surrounded by cliffs more than 2,000 feet high. This is Tipicina erviliana. It's a shrub also known as the princess flower and was found growing along the side of one of the trails. This is one of the trails. We're not going to go down it, but we'll get a little closer to the edge. Some more of the trail. I'm not going any further down. It's a pretty long trail, but at least you can kind of get an idea. Same view kind of from the trail. It's very muddy and slippery, and as you can see, it goes straight down.
The clouds going across you?
No.
Yeah, they went right through you.
This is as far as I went down the Pahia Vista Trail, probably about 1,000 yards or so. It's a 2.3 mile out and back trail and is generally considered a moderately challenging route. Our next stop in Koke'e State Park was Kalalo Lookout. Yeah, here we're at the Kalalo Lookout, and it's going over towards the Nepali coast, which would be up over on the other side of that ridge there. Kalalau Valley is one of the most photographed valleys in all of Hawaii, primarily because the valley and surrounding coast has served as backdrop for movies such as the original King Kong, Mighty Joe Young, Jurassic Park, and 6 Days, 7 Nights. This lookout has an elevation of 4,000 feet, which is the highest most people can reach in Kauai by road. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a double rainbow right over there. Since the double rainbows were not visible in the video, here's a still picture. Unfortunately, only one of the rainbows can be seen. Here's the north cliff of the Kalalo Valley. And there's a radar facility up there. Our next stop was at the park headquarters of Koke'e State Park. Tourists are allowed to sit here. There were a lot of feral chickens at the park headquarters. This is the Waimea Trail. I just thought I was recording for 30 seconds and I wasn't. But this is one of the easy trails here in the state park.
Oh, that's one thing we didn't get was mosquito spray.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Come on, chickens, do your job. feral chickens enjoy roosting in the trees. Our first stop on returning to Waimea Canyon State Park was Pu'uhinahina Lookout. And here we are at the Pu'uhinahina Lookout. And here is the view. Of course, it's a little bit windy. Here we are just a little bit higher, not really too much, about 20 feet higher. Once again, looking down into the valley. This is the Niihau Lookout. You can see the island barely way out there. I mean, it's just enough haze that it makes it a little bit hard to see. You can see the white sands over there, and that's across. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Holo Holo tour, which will eventually take us to a small crater containing a reef just off the shore of it. So we'll kind of see the island. We're on the canyon trail. Not sure if we're going to hike the whole thing. Some people said it's pretty steep
and muddy
and such. So we'll go as far as we can. Okay, once again, we're on the trail going down to the canyon. Hopefully it won't be that bad going back. This is how far we made it on the Pu'uhinahina trail. If we had a trail map and saw how far we had gone, we might well have continued on to the end of the trail. Well, we probably got halfway, 75% there, and we just couldn't. We looked at what was coming back, and we said, no, we're not going to make it. So,
no, it was straight down.
Oh well, we were only younger. Going up than it is going down, but we're making our way back up. Here's a view from the side of the road, kind of a little area where you can pull to the side, not a full-fledged parking area, but just saw a beautiful view. Our next stop was at the Koke'e picnic area. Koke'e picnic area. And we're going to cross the road to get another view. And you can see in the distance it's a waterfall. I think that's the waterfall that we could have gotten to see if we were able to hike the 3 miles or whatever, but that wasn't going to happen. So we saw it from here. Here's another spot where we just pull to the side of the road. We get views of the canyon. another view from a pull off the side of the road. So we're awfully close to the edge here. But once again, there's those waterfalls. Our final stop was a return to the Waimea Canyon Lookout. Here we are back up at Waimea Canyon Lookout after 4 hours. We were originally here around 7:30 or so, and it was just not too long after sunrise, so you didn't see a lot of the colors. So we decided to come back here. Once again, here we are at the lookout after the sun has gone much more up. It's nearly noontime, and so the east end of the canyon is no longer totally in the shade. In the following 6 photographs, we look at the difference between 7:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Obviously, it's much better to go to the canyon when the sun is at least at noontime.